Good morning. Today, I will tell you about the blood clotting and blood groups. In the last lectures, we discussed about the blood introduction, then the origin and development of the bloods. Now, onwards, we will talk about the blood clotting and the blood group. But before starting the blood clotting and blood group, we must understand why we are talking about the blood groups and blood clot. What will be the objectives? What will be the learning outcome of the blood clotting and blood group? So let's start the topic. So first things, the objective will be by understanding this. You can well describe the structure and function of the platelets. You can describe the process of hemostasis and the list of the factors that will help in the clot formations, and you have to describe the ABO and the RH blood groups, and transfusion reactions will be there. Some blood disorder will be there. So these things will be objectives. Now, outcomes on completion of this course, you are able to on the completion of this topic, blood group and clotting, you will be able to describe the what is the hemostasis, how in terms of the factor is there that can uh, involve in the clotting formations and prevent the undesirable clotting. So these are the several factors will be there. You can describe the different steps that will be involved in the blood clotting. You can explain who can give the blood to whom and utilizing the ABO system and RH system. You can also able to understand and able to explain that the different type of the blood disorder, because when we are talking about the bloods, and it could be having the several disorder of the bloods, okay, that will be uh, related to the several diseases, okay. So these things can be described, as well as we know the blood disorder is common with the age, because as the age is going, blood cell is also going to damaged. So which type of the problems can be arise, like the anemia is there, thrombocytopenia is there, different type of the blood disorders we will discuss in this topic, in this chapter. Now let's start. The first thing will be hemostasis. Hemostasis is not to be confused with the very similar terms homeostasis. Okay, because you have heard that these two terms, hemostasis and homeostasis. Now you have to think very carefully that hemostasis and homeostasis, both words are different. Okay, it seems like their pronunciation is quite a bit similar, but it does not mean it is the same. इनके जो प्रोनाउंसिएशन है वो कुछ काफ़ी हद तक आपको एक जैसे लगेंगे, होम्योस्टैसिस एंड हीमोस्टैसिस, बट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इनके अलग हैं, इनके मीनिंग्स भी अलग हैं, इनकी अर्थ अलग है, कंप्लीटली अलग है। ओके, वाइल होम्योस्टैसिस की अगर हम बात करें, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द होम्योस्टैसिस, हम पहले भी पढ़ चुके हैं होम्योस्टैसिस। होम्योस्टैसिस इज अ कंप्लीट body's internal environment, a balanced internal environment, that is the homeostasis. Okay, while it is a hemostasis, ये क्या है, ये hemostasis, and hemostasis is a sequence of response that stop the bleeding. Okay, that means when bleeding is happening, when any trauma, any injury is there, then bleeding will be start. So after that, the process, the steps that involved in to stop the bleeding will be called the hemostasis. So in a very easy word, hemostasis is a sequence of response that stops the bleeding. So those sequences that is involved in the process to cease the bleedings, to cease the blood flow, to cease the stop bleeding, that will be called the hemostasis. ठीक है, तो जो ब्लीडिंग को रोकने में जो स्टेप्स हैं, इस पूरी प्रोसेस को, स्टेप्स को बोलते हैं hemostasis. When blood vessels are damaged or ruptured, the hemostatic response must be quick. Okay, we know when there's any type of the rupture or any type of the damage are seen in the blood vessels, then the platelet activation will be started, and platelet adhesion will be there, then platelet aggregation will be there, and the blood loss, or you can say the damaged blood vessels is gonna to uh, repair. Okay, these all things will be quick. Okay, so we can understand the hemostasis process is a very quick uh, process and localized to the region of damage and carefully controlled in order to be effective. So there are the three mechanisms that reduce the blood loss, like the vascular spasm will be there, platelet plug formation will be there, and blood clotting there. Okay. So hemostasis, that means the sequence that will stop the bleeding, and there are three mechanisms that will reduce the blood loss. So blood loss को reduce करने के लिए, blood loss को कम करने के लिए, कोई इंजरी है, कोई डैमेज है, अगर कुछ ऐसा ब्लड वेसल्स रप्चर हो गई है और ब्लड लॉस हो रहा है, ब्लीडिंग हो रही है, so there's a three things, three mechanisms will be there to stop this process, to stop the bleeding. Vascular spasm will be there, जिसमें आपके ब्लड वेसल्स में स्पॉज्म होती हैं, ओके, कंट्रैक्शंस हो जाएंगी, ब्लड फ्लो स्मॉल कम हो जाएंगे, and platelet plug formation is the second, and third is the blood clotting. Now see the blood clotting, how the blood clotting will work. Normally blood remain in its liquid form as long as it stay within its vessels. If it is drawn from the body, however, it thickens and form a gel. We all are the witness for it. We all have seen then blood is a connective tissue and it is always remain in the liquid form until we withdraw it, we drawn it from the body. ब्लड हमेशा एक लिक्विड फॉर्म में ही रहता है जब तक उसे हम बॉडी से बाहर ना निकालें या ब्लड वेसल से बाहर ना निकालें, एंड व्हेन इट विल कम इन द कांटेक्ट विद द एयर, then you will see it will form a thick structure, and a jelly like structure will be there, thick and jelly like structure will be there. You all have seen, you all are the witnessed. When there's a finger, you cut your finger, by accidentally you cut your finger, then the blood is drops on the floor and that will make a clot that is a very thick, and after few minutes you will see there is a, it will form a gel like a structure. So eventually the gel separates from the liquids. The strokelar liquid that will be called serum, it's simply blood plasma minus the clotting protein. Okay, so we what is the serum? When you remove the clotting proteins from plasma, it will be the serum. You know what is the blood, you know what is the plasma. Now it's what is the serum, you will also understand. A straw color liquid serum is simply blood plasma minus the clotting protein. So blood plasma में से जब आप clotting proteins को निकाल दें, that will be serum, and the gel is called a clot. It consists of a network of insoluble protein fibers called fibrin, in which the formed element of blood are trapped. Now we can understand. It will consist a network of insoluble protein fibers. Now, how clotting will start? Because this during this process, there is a insoluble proteins fiber that will be named fibrin, and the fibrin will make a network like a structure, or you can say the net like a structure. Okay, so when the other blood cells are flowing inside the blood vessels, then it will be gonna to trapped in that insoluble fibrin protein. So the process of gel formation called clotting or coagulation is a series of chemical reaction that culminate in formation of fibrin threads. So what is the blood clotting? What is the coagulation? Because clotting is also called coagulation, blood ka thakka jamna. The process of gel formation, या you can say the clotting or coagulation, it is a series of the chemical reactions. Okay, ये chemical reaction की एक series है that culminate in formation of fibrin threads. जो fibrin threads बनने के बाद जिसपे other blood जो cells हैं like the RBC will be there, WBC will be there, trapped. Now clotting involves several substances known as the clotting factor. Yeah, you can say the coagulation factor. You will see in the clotting there are several factors will be involved, and these factors include the calcium ion, several inactive enzymes that are synthesized by the hepatocytes liver cells, released into the bloodstream, and various molecules associated with platelets are released by the damaged tissue. So numbers of the factors will be here which are helping in the coagulation, and the most clotting factors are identified by Roman numerals that indicate the order of their discovery, not necessarily the order of their participation in the clotting process. You will see there is a 13 clotting factor will be there, and each factor are designated by a Roman number, like Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4, and these numbers are given according to their discovery. As well as they discovered one by one, then they got a Roman numbers. So clotting is a complex cascade of enzymatic reaction. Clotting क्या होगी? एक complex cascade है enzymatic reactions का, in which each clotting factor activate many molecules of the next one in a fixed sequence. In which each clotting factor activate many molecules of the next one. So you will see the clotting factor is just involved by one activating to the another one. And finally, the large quantity of the product is formed. That is the insoluble protein fiber. And clotting can be divided into three stages. Now you will see here the clotting factors. These are the 13 clotting factor. Their number, Roman number as they discovered, their names. You will see there is a 13 clotting factor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 6 is not here. There is no factor 6. Prothrombinase. Yeah, you can say the prothrombin activator is a combination of activated factor 5 and 10th. You will see the factor 5 and factor 10th. So is a combination of the activated. So here is no counting for the factor number 6. No, factor number 1, fibrinogen. Their source will be liver. They will be produced by the liver. You will see the maximum clotting factor here is produced by the liver. And you will see there is a pathway by which they are helping in the coagulation, like the extrinsic pathway and intrinsic pathway and the common pathway. I will explain later about these three pathway: extrinsic, intrinsic, and common pathway. So number one clotting factor will be fibrinogen, and their source is liver, and it is a common pathway. Another second factor, prothrombin. It is also produced by the liver, and it is also having the common pathway. Third number is a tissue factor that is called thromboplastin, and it will released by the damaged tissue and activated platelets. So when there's any damage on the blood vessels, then damaged tissue will be release the tissue factor, or you can say the thromboplastin. And when the platelets are there comes and activated, so these activated platelets will release, and their pathway will be extrinsic. Number 4, it is a calcium ion. That source of the calcium ion is like the diet, bones, and platelets, and it involved in the common extrinsic and intrinsic all pathway. Fifth factor, we have the procerine labile factor or accelerator globulin. It is also produced by the liver and platelets and having the extrinsic and intrinsic pathway. Then we have factor number 7, serum prothrombin, conversion accelerator, stable factor of proconvertine, source is the liver, pathway of activation is the extrinsic. We have factor number 8, like the anti-hemophilic factor, anti-hemophilic factor A, or anti-hemophilic globulin. Source is the liver, pathway intrinsic. Ninth factor, we have the Christmas factor, plasma thromboplastin components, or anti-hemophilic factor B. Source is the liver, pathway intrinsic. Then factor number 10, like the Stewart factor, the Prover factor or thrombokinase. Source is liver, and the pathway is extrinsic and intrinsic. Then 11 factor here, the plasma thromboplastin antecedent or anti-hemophilic factor C. Source is the liver, pathway is the intrinsic. Then we have 11 factor like the Hagman factor, glass factor, contact factor, or anti-hemophilic factor D. Source is again is the liver and the pathway is the intrinsic. Then the factor will be 13, fibrin stabilizing factor, and their source is the liver and platelets, and the pathway is common pathway. So these are the 13 factors that involved in the coagulation. Now see how it will work like the extrinsic pathway and intrinsic pathway. You will see the tissue trauma when the tissue will be damaged, when the blood vessels will be damaged and bleeding will start. In that cases, tissue factor will be activated. Tissue factor, that means we are talking about the factor number 3. You can see tissue factor thromboplastin that will be released by the damaged tissue and activated blood platelets, and pathway is extrinsic. So see here, in extrinsic pathway, when the tissue is damaged, when the blood vessel is damaged, it will release the tissue factor. It will release the tissue factor, and that tissue factor is gonna to activate the factor 10th. Factor number 10th को activate करेगा with the help of the calcium. Okay. Now factor 10th is activated here. Let's stop. Let's see the intrinsic pathway. Okay, I hope you got my point. In extrinsic pathway, when the blood vessel or tissue will be damaged, it will release the factor number 3, tissue factor, by activating the platelets and by through the damaged blood vessels. So these tissue factor will activate the factor 10th, and you know what is the name of the factor 10th? That will be the Stewart factor with the help of the calcium. Now in intrinsic pathway, in cases of blood trauma, when the damaged endothelial cell expose the collagen fiber and damage the platelets will be here, this will activate the factor number 12. And this activation 12 will activate the factor 10th with the help of the calcium. Calcium की मदद से ये activate करेंगे factor 10th को. Another way, this intrinsic pathway, blood trauma, when the endothelial cell is damaged, it will activate the platelets, and by activating platelets, the platelet phospholipids, with the help of the platelet phospholipids, it will again activate the factor number 10th. With the help of the calcium, it will also activate it. So you will see here, intrinsic and extrinsic both pathway will activate the factor number 10th. This factor 10th will activate the prothrombinase. Prothrombinase enzyme will be activated by this factor number 10 with the help of the calcium. Either you can say by through the factor 5 is here also, which can activate the prothrombinase, and that is a point here. Extrinsic and intrinsic both are combined in a common pathway. Now this prothrombinase is converting the prothrombin to thrombin. This prothrombinase enzyme, okay, this prothrombinase enzyme will convert the prothrombin to thrombin in the presence of calcium. Now prothrombin is converted into thrombin. That is factor number 2. Prothrombin converted into factor number 13, thrombin. This thrombin will also causes the positive effect. That means they will stimulate the factor 5 and they will stimulate again the activated platelets. That means this will again gonna to stimulate the activated factor number 10 and again activate the prothrombinase. So prothrombinase will convert the prothrombin to thrombin. Now this thrombin will help how it will act on fibrinogen and convert in the loose fibrin threads. So fibrinogen is gonna to convert into again the strengthened fibrin threads by the activated factor number 13. So thrombin is here who was converting the first prothrombinase enzyme are those enzymes who's convert the prothrombin to thrombin, and we know the thrombin are the soluble, so we have to convert the soluble thrombin to insoluble. Okay, so first the fibrinogen is going to lose fibrin threads, and then loose fibrin threads will convert into the strengthened fibrin threads. So these fibrin threads will not be solubilized, and it will form a network like structure, and other blood cells are trapped on this, and it will help a form a clot. So that is the process of blood clotting. Similarly, you will see here the blood groups. The surface of erythrocyte contain a genetically determined assortment of antigens composed of glycoprotein and glycolipids. If we say the erythrocyte surface, that will contains some genetically determined antigen composed of glycoproteins and glycolipids. These antigens are called the agglutinogens. इन एंटीजन को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Agglutinogens. Occurs in a characteristics combination. Based on the presence or absence of the various antigen, blood is categorized into different blood groups. Now, that is the point we have to focus. According to the antigen, okay, that means according to the presence or absence of antigen, blood can be categorized into different blood groups. We know the blood groups are different types like the A, B, AB, and O. So these blood groups are characterized, are divided according to the presence of antigens. And these antigens, which called agglutinogens, okay, within a given blood group, there are maybe 2 or more different blood types. There are at least 24 blood groups and more than 100 antigens that can be detected on surface of RBC. On the red blood cell, you will see there is a more than 24 blood groups will be there, more than 100 antigens will be there. So here we discuss the major blood groups, that will be the blood group A, B, AB, and O, and the RH system. Other blood groups include like the Lewis, Gall, Kidd, and Duffy system. Blood plasma usually contains the antibody called agglutinins. Now see, blood cells RBC, which contains the agglutinogens like the antigens. जो ब्लड सेल्स होती हैं, जैसे आरबीसी की बात करें, एरिथ्रोसाइट्स की बात करें, ओके, दिस विल कंटेन द एंटीजन जिसको हम एग्लूटिनोजेंस बोलते हैं, while the blood plasma will contain the antibody. So plasma किसमें जो एंटीबॉडी किसमें प्रेजेंट है? ब्लड प्लाज्मा में. That will be called agglutinins that react with the A or B antigen if the two blood are mixed. अगर दो ब्लड को मिक्स कर दें, अगर दो को मिक्स कर दें, because blood plasma having the antibody and the RBC having the antigen. ब्लड प्लाज्मा में एंटीबॉडी है और ब्लड सेल्स में एंटीजन है. तो अगर दो ब्लड को मिक्स करें तो उनके एंटीजन और एंटीबॉडी आपस में रिएक्ट करेंगे. सो दीज आर एंटी ए एंटीबॉडी which react with antigen A. If we mix these with A or B antigen, then what will happen? These are the anti-A antibody which react with antigen A, and the anti-B antibody which react with antigen B. Although agglutinins, that will be the antibody, start to appear in blood within a few months after the birth, the reason for their presence is still not clear. Now you will see here, these are the blood types like the type A, type B, type AB, and type O. These are, you can see the red blood cells, RBC is there, and you can see the plasma is there. Now, which type of the antigen is present and why it is called the particular type A, B, AB, O blood groups? In RBC, A antigen is there. If there is a antigen, then it will be called type A. B antigen called type B. Both antigen, it is called type AB. Or neither A or nor B antigen, it is called type O. As I told you earlier, according to presence or absence of antigen, we categorize the blood groups. एंटीजन के प्रेजेंस और एब्सेंस के अकॉर्डिंग हम ब्लड ग्रुप को डिवाइड करते हैं. सो अगर ब्लड सेल्स पे एंटीजन ए है तो वो ब्लड ग्रुप कौन सा हो गया? ए ब्लड ग्रुप. अगर बी एंटीजन है तो बी ब्लड ग्रुप हो गया. अगर ए और बी दोनों एंटीजन है तो ए बी ब्लड ग्रुप हो गया, और कोई नहीं है तो ओ हो गया। दैट मीन्स अगर अभी से देयर इज अ टाइप ए ब्लड, अगर किसी पर्सन का ब्लड ग्रुप क्या है, टाइप ए है, तो दैट मीन्स उसके अंदर ए एंटीजन है। किसी पर्सन का टाइप ब्लड ग्रुप टाइप बी है तो उसके अंदर बी एंटीजन होगा। किसी पर्सन का ब्लड ग्रुप ए बी है तो उसके अंदर ए और बी दोनों एंटीजन होंगे, और किसी पर्सन का अगर ब्लड ग्रुप ओ है तो उसके अंदर कोई एंटीजन नहीं होगा, ना ही ए ना ही बी। ठीक इसके रिवर्स में एंटीबॉडी होती है। इफ द पर्सन हैविंग टाइप ए ब्लड ग्रुप दैट मीन्स दे हैव ए एंटीजन बट बी एंटीबॉडी। अब अगर किसी पर्सन का ब्लड ग्रुप बी है, दैट मीन्स बी ब्लड ग्रुप, then they have definitely B antigen, but antibody will be A, just opposite. Now, if the person having the blood group type AB, अगर AB blood group का type का कोई person है, that means person having the both antigen type A and type B, तो उसके अंदर antibody कोई नहीं होगी. Plasma does not contains any antibody. और person में अगर O blood group है, दैट मीन्स उसके अंदर कोई एंटीजन नहीं है, इट मीन्स उसके अंदर दोनों एंटीबॉडी होंगी, बोथ एंटी ए एंड एंटी बी एंटीबॉडी विल बी देयर। सो आई होप यू गॉट माय पॉइंट्स। According to presence and absence of the antigen, we can tell about which type of the blood group is this, and just opposite their antibody will be there. Like type A है तो उसके अंदर B एंटीबॉडी होंगी, टाइप B है तो उसके अंदर A एंटीबॉडी होगी, टाइप AB है तो उसके अंदर कोई एंटीबॉडी नहीं होगी, और टाइप O है तो उसके अंदर दोनों एंटीबॉडीज होंगी। Now consider what happens if a person with type A blood group receive a transfusion of type B blood. Now you will see what will happen if two person is there, one having the type A, that means having the A blood group, and another having the B blood group. And what will happen if you transfuse the blood? The recipient blood, जो blood receive कर रहा है वो कौन सा टाइप A है, और डोनर कौन सा टाइप B है। तो टाइप A का अगर बंदा है, टाइप A का अगर पर्सन है, इट मीन्स दे हैव द A एंटीजन and B antibody. So the recipient blood will contain the A antigen on their red blood cells and B antibody on the plasma. Okay, so in the plasma there is a B antibody will be there. Now the donor having the B blood groups, that means it will contains the B antigen and A antibody. In this situation two things can happen, दो चीजें हो सकती हैं इस कंडीशन में। पहला, एंटी बी एंटीबॉडी जो है, anti-B antibody in the recipient plasma can bind to the B antigen on the donor erythrocytes. जो डोनर है उसके पास B एंटीजन है और जो रिसिपिएंट है उसके पास B एंटीबॉडी है, तो ये B एंटीबॉडी B एंटीजन से बाइंड कर सकती है, और ये जैसे बाइंड होंगे इट विल कॉजेस द एग्लूटिनेशन, दैट मींस क्लॉटिंग and hemolysis of the red blood cells. That means the blood is going to clot inside the blood vessels. ब्लड वेसल्स के अंदर ही जो ब्लड सर्कुलेशन हो रही है अब ये ब्लड क्लॉटिंग हो जाएंगी, दैट मीन पर्सन विल बी डेड। सेकंड कंडीशन क्या हो सकती है, जो एंटी ए एंटीबॉडी है, दैट मीन्स जो डोनर का है, जो डोनर के प्लाज्मा में एंटीबॉडी है ए, कैन बाइंड टू द ए एंटीजन ऑन द रेसिपिएंट ऑफ ब्लड सेल्स। डोनर का जो एंटी ए बॉडी है और जो एंटीजन ए है इसके पास, ये दोनों बाइंड हो सकते हैं। So a less serious reaction because the donor anti-A antibody becomes so diluted in the recipient. ये थोड़ा लेस रिएक्शन हो सकता है, क्यों? क्योंकि जो डोनर का एंटी-A एंटीबॉडी है वो डाइल्यूट हो जाता है इन रेसिपिएंट्स के प्लाज्मा में, that they do not cause the significant agglutination. ये इतना एग्लूटिनेशन काज नहीं कर सकता है क्योंकि हम डोनर का एंटीबॉडी है और एंटीबॉडी हैविंग द लिमिटेड, और ये जब रिसिपिएंट में जाता है तो ये डाइल्यूट हो जाता है बिकॉज रिसिपिएंट हैविंग द लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ द वॉल्यूम्स. So it will not causes the significant agglutinations and hemolysis of the recipient. Obviously agglutinations hongi, but it will not a significant, so person not will be dead. That is the conditions. People with type A AB blood do not have anti or A or anti B bodies in their blood plasma. We know a person having type AB blood, that means they have both antigen but will not antibody. So they are sometimes called the universal recipient. Why it is a universal recipient? It can receive the blood from anyone because they don't have antibody. So theoretically, they can receive the blood from donors of all blood types. They have no antibody to attack the antigens. इनके पास antibody नहीं है जो antigen पे attack कर सके। While जब दूसरी तरफ देखिए, पीपल विथ टाइप ओ ब्लड, जबकि जो ओ ब्लड वाले हैं which have both antibody but no antigen. So in this condition, what will happen? People with type O blood have neither A nor B antigen on RBC and both antibodies. It is called universal donor because they don't have antigen. So their antigen will not react with the recipient. इनके पास एंटीजन तो है ही नहीं, तो अगर हम किसी पर्सन को दे देंगे तो उसके एंटीबॉडी से इसका एंटीजन रिएक्ट नहीं करेगा क्योंकि इसके पास एंटीजन नहीं है. सो देयर एंटीजन विल नॉट रिएक्ट. अगर ओ का एंटीजन रिएक्ट ही नहीं करेगा किसी से तो हम किसी को भी देते चले जाएंगे. और एबी में क्या प्रॉपर्टी थी, वो किसी से भी ले सकता है क्योंकि उसके खुद की एंटीबॉडी नहीं है जो अटैक करेगी. So these are the two differences. Okay, I hope you got my points. We have seen what will happen if we give the two different blood groups. तो जो रिसिपिएंट का जो एंटीबॉडी है वो डोनर के एंटीजन से काउंटर कर जाता है. जैसे हमने ए को अगर बी ब्लड ग्रुप दे दिया तो ए के पास बी एंटीबॉडी है और बी के पास बी एंटीजन है, तो बी एंटीबॉडी बी एंटीजन रिएक्ट करेंगे और कोगुलेशन कर देंगे. तो एंटीबॉडी एंटीजन पे इनकाउंटर करते हैं, लेकिन ए बी के अंदर कोई एंटीबॉडी नहीं है तो ये इनकाउंटर नहीं करेगा. सो ए बी किसी से भी ब्लड रिसीव कर सकता है. सिमिलरली ओ है, ओ के पास एंटीबॉडी है, दोनों एंटीबॉडी है, लेकिन इसके पास एंटीजन नहीं है तो ओ किसी को भी दे सकता है. तो ओ का जब एंटीजन उसके पास जाएगा, एंटीजन है ही नहीं ओ में, तो इट मीन्स देयर एंटीबॉडी विल नॉट इनकाउंटर विद द एंटीजन. सो यस, डेफिनेटली इट विल बी ओके. Thus, the blood should be carefully cross-matched or screened before transfusion. So, इसका मतलब क्या है? Before transfusion the blood, before transfusing the blood, we must have carefully cross-matched about the blood group. You know, when you want to donate the blood to someone, in cases of still emergency, the first things the doctor will check your blood groups, which blood groups you have. If it is compatible with the recipient, then they will go forward. In about 80% of the population, soluble antigen of ABO type appear in saliva. About 80% of the population, the soluble antigens है of ABO के, जो blood group के हम antigens की बात करते हैं, that will appear in saliva and other body fluids, in which case blood type can be identified from a sample of saliva. So even through the sample of saliva, the blood groups can be identified. You will see here the summary of ABO blood group interaction. Blood type is there, characteristics will be there, like blood group having the A, B, AB, and O. A having the which type of the antigen? A, that is called agglutinogen. B में B होंगे, AB में AB होंगे, O में कोई नहीं होगा. We already discussed on the RBC. While antibody की बात करें जिसको हम एग्लूटिनिन बोलते हैं, A में B होंगे, B में A होंगे, AB में दोनों नहीं होंगे और O में दोनों होंगे. Now, which one is the compatible donor? We see the compatible donor blood types. No hemolysis, जिनके अंदर hemolysis नहीं होंगे. तो कंपैटिबल डोनर कौन हो सकता है? ए के लिए ए हो सकते हैं और ओ हो सकते हैं. कैसे हो? हाउ? बिकॉज ए हैविंग ए एंटीजन एंड बी एंटीबॉडी. सो बी एंटीबॉडी है और दूसरे पे क्या है, जो अगर हम ए को ए दे रहे हैं तो ए हैविंग द ए एंटीजन बी एंटीबॉडी, सो इट विल नॉट रिएक्ट. अगर हम ओ दे रहे हैं, ओ don't have any type of the antigen, so B antibody will not encounter with any type of the antigen, so AO is compatible. Similarly for the BO is compatible. For AB and O all is the compatible. How? A having the both A and B antigen, दोनों एंटीजन होंगे लेकिन इसके पास एंटीबॉडी नहीं है. तो अगर ए ब्लड ग्रुप हम इसको दे देते हैं जो कि ए में ए एंटीजन है और बी एंटीबॉडी है, लेकिन ए बी में कोई एंटीबॉडी नहीं है तो इनकाउंटर नहीं होगा, तो हम उसको सब दे सकते हैं. ओ में कौन से दे सकते हैं? ओ हैविंग बोथ एंटीबॉडी, दोनों एंटीबॉडी है, मतलब ये जो भी दोगे उसको इनकाउंटर करेगा, उस पर रिएक्ट करेगा, उस पर अटैक करेगा. तो ओ को हम क्या दे सकते हैं? अगर हम ओ को सपोज कीजिए ए ब्लड ग्रुप दे दें एंड ओ हैविंग द बोथ एंटीबॉडी, एंटी ए भी है एंटी बी भी है, और इसको हम अगर ए ब्लड ग्रुप देते हैं, चूंकि ब्लड ए ब्लड ग्रुप में ए एंटीजन है तो एंटी ए जो एंटीबॉडी है वो एंटीजन ए से रिएक्ट करेगी और हीमोलाइसिस काज कर देगा। अगर बी देते हैं तो बी एंटीजन से एंटीबॉडी बी रिएक्ट कर जाएगा। अगर ए बी देते हैं तो ए बी में दोनों एंटीजन है, दोनों रिएक्ट कर जाएंगे। तो हमें क्या बचा, ओ, ओ को हम ओ दे सकते हैं। इनकैम्पैटिबल डोनर की बात करें विच काजेस द हीमोलाइसिस, तो ए को अगर हम बी दे दे या ए बी दे दे तो हीमोलाइसिस विल बी कास्ड। बी को अगर हम ए दे दे, बी बी ए बी दे दे, और ए बी में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, इनकैम्पैटिबल नहीं है। एवरी ब्लड ग्रुप्स कैन बी डोनेट टू दी ए बी। सिमिलरली ओ की बात करें तो ओ में ए बी ये सारे जो हैं कास्ट करेंगे। एज आई गिव एन एग्जांपल, these are the classes of immunoglobulins. Okay, these are the like immunoglobulin G, A, M, D, E, and their characteristics and function. You can go through these things. I just put these slides for the information. Like immunoglobulin G, which has the most abundant and 80% of all antibody in the bloods. Immunoglobulin A, found mainly in the sweat, tears, saliva, mucus, breast milk. M, that is the 5 to 10% of all antibody in the blood, also found in the lymph. D, mainly found on the surface of the B cells as antigen receptor. E, less than 0.1% of all antibody in the bloods. Now, what will the Rh blood groups? We know now we have discussed about these things about the blood group A, B, AB, and O. But you know, when you seen the blood groups, when you talk about the blood groups, you say it A positive, B positive. That means positive and negative mentioned. Okay, that is the Rh things. If the Rh is present in the blood sample, it will be called positive. And if Rh is absent, that it will be called negative. It's very simple. And from where it will develop from, it will develop from the rhesus monkey. Rh is reserved for the rhesus monkey. So the Rh blood group is so named because the antigen was discovered in the blood of the rhesus monkey. So the first time this antigen, this Rh will discovered in the rhesus monkey, so it will be given the Rh blood groups. The alleles of the three genes may code of the Rh antigens. People whose RBC have the Rh antigen are designated as Rh positive. Those who lack, it will be designated as the Rh negative. Normally, blood plasma do not contain the anti or antibodies. Blood plasma में इनके antibodies नहीं होते हैं. If an Rh person receive an Rh blood transfusion, however, the immune system starts to make anti-Rh antibody that will remain in the blood. If a second transfusion of Rh blood is given later, the previously formed anti-Rh antibody will cause the agglutination and hemolysis of the RBC in the donated blood, and severe reactions may occur. So you will see normally in the blood plasma do not contain anti or antibody. जैसे हम बाकी एंटीजेंस की एंटीबॉडीज थी वैसे ही इसकी एंटीबॉडी नॉर्मली कंटेंट्स नहीं होती ब्लड प्लाज्मा में। लेकिन अगर किसी आरएच पर्सन को रिसीव किया जाए, एक आरएच का ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन दिया जाए, एंड द इम्यून सिस्टम स्टार्ट टू मेक एंटी आरएच एंटीबॉडी, तो डेफिनेटली है कि हमारी जो इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम है इसकी एंटीबॉडी डेवलप करेगी, एंड दैट विल रिमेन इन द ब्लड फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम. And if a second transfusion of RH blood is given later, अगर हम दोबारा इसको RH blood transfusion करते हैं तो previously formed anti-RH antibody will causes the agglutinations. These are the several blood disorder. Example is here mentioned like the anemia, that is the sort of RBC, hemophilia. Hemophilia is the defect in the blood coagulation mechanism. So if you are having damaged or rupture or any cut in the blood vessels, damaging in the blood vessels, your bleeding will not stop. Because why? Because your coagulation is affected. Clotting is delayed. Thrombocytopenia, that is a small number of platelets. Hemochromatosis, disorder of the iron metabolism. Hodgkin's disease, it is a chronic enlargement of the lymph nodes. Leukemia, that is the progressive proliferation of normal leukocytes. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, the lymphoma other than Hodgkin's disease. So these are the some blood disorders. Now these are the, we have some questions here. So you can see in first question is about in blood clotting, what activates the factor 10th? Blood clotting में factor 10th को क्या activate करता है? So हमने last में देखा था prothrombinase will be there, thrombin will be there, extrinsic pathway will be there, and tissue plasminogen activator will be there. So the extrinsic pathway, जो extrinsic pathway था जो tissue factor को activate कर रहे थे, that will activated the factor number 10. So answer C is correct here. A person's blood group is determined by, a person's blood group कैसे determine कर सकते हैं? By the presence of antigen. It's very simple. So yes, answer B, you can see the antigen on the surface of their red blood cells. So हम कह सकते हैं कि which type of the blood group is this? The agglutinogen circulating in their plasma, it is incorrect. The antibody on the surface of RBC, it is incorrect. The agglutinins circulating in their plasma, but it is not denoted the groups. So antigen is answer B is correct. Careful blood matching is performed prior to transfusing the blood in order to avoid which scenario? As I told you, when we want to transfuse the blood from one person to another person, we first see the compatibility of the bloods, the matching of the blood groups. Why is it important? क्यों आवश्यक है ये ब्लड ग्रुप को मैच करना क्यों आवश्यक है? It is newborn hemolytic disease. The recipient antigen attacking the RBC cell in the transfusion. The recipient antibody attacking the red blood cell in the transfusion. Yes, the recipient जो antibody है ये attack करेगी on the donor bloods. So answer C is correct. What substance is the product of the second step in blood clotting? What substance is the product of the second step in the blood clotting process? You saw the prothrombin is there, so answer B is correct. A person whose blood group is B positive, एक person है जिसके blood group क्या है? B positive है. Which of the following? A person whose blood group is B positive has which of the following? अब उसमें से क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? So if it is a B positive, अगर B positive है तो पहले तो ये समझ लीजिए कि इसका blood group क्या है? B positive blood group है. तो B positive को separate कर दीजिए. Positive की हम बात बाद में करेंगे. पहले B blood group है. Blood group B का मतलब क्या हो गया? What is the meaning of the person having the B blood groups? That means उसके पास कौन सा एंटीजन है? B एंटीजन है. और एंटीबॉडी कौन सा होगा? A एंटीबॉडी होगा. तो B एंटीजन है और A एंटीबॉडी है. अब पॉजिटिव की बात करते हैं. पॉजिटिव मींस दे हैव प्रेजेंट RH एंटीजन, उसके अंदर RH एंटीजन प्रेजेंट है. अब देखते हैं आंसर फर्स्ट. द rhesus D antigen and the B antigen on their RBC and the anti-A agglutinins. क्या ये सही है? उसके पास rhesus D एंटीजन है, इट इज करेक्ट. RH एंटीजन है उसके पास. B एंटीजन है, इट इज आल्सो करेक्ट. B एंटीजन है. Antibody A है agglutinins, that is antibody is agglutinins. So yes, answer A is correct. B देखिए, the rhesus D antigen correct, the B antigen on their RBC correct, the anti-B agglutinins, anti-B antibody है उसके पास, it is incorrect. C देखिए, rhesus D antigen correct, the A antigen it is incorrect, while no rhesus D antigen it is incorrect. So answer A is correct here. If someone ABU blood group is type A, this means that अगर उसके पास A blood group है तो क्या है उसके, इसका मतलब उसके पास A एंटीजन है, anti-B antibody है. So they have the type A antigen on their red blood cells. Yes, that is correct. So answer A is correct. Which of the following statement about the platelet is incorrect? इसमें से कौन सा ऐसा स्टेटमेंट है जो प्लेटलेट के बारे में इनकरेक्ट है? Adhere to collagen fiber of damaged tissue, release the phospholipids which combine with the clotting factor to produce the prothrombinase activator. Yes, answer B is incorrect. Because you will see about the platelets, when the blood vessels is damaged, the platelet is gonna and attached to the damaged tissue. So answer A is correct. Answer C देखिए, are the cell fragment derived from megakaryoblast? It is also correct. Because all the segments, all the cell will be derived from the megakaryoblast. If you remember in the origin of the blood cells, we have discussed about the uh, pluripotent stem cells, myeloid stem cell, and then the megakaryoblast will be developed. So answer C is correct. That will be a part of the extensive pathway of the formation of prothrombin activator is also correct. So answer B is correct here. What would a person with type A blood also have? Type A है तो उसके पास A एंटीजन होगा और B एंटीबॉडी होगा. You will see antibody A, it is incorrect. Antigen A, it is correct. So answer B is correct. Which statement below about the vitamin K is true? Vitamin K के बारे में क्या सही है इसमें से? It is water soluble. It is essential for prothrombin production by the liver. It is a part of the extensive pathway of the formation of prothrombin activator. It destroys the fibrin, so allowing a clot to gradually dissolve. Answer B, you will see it is essential for prothrombin production by the liver. So yes, answer B is correct. If a blood sample is taken for DNA testing, अगर हम blood sample के लिए कोई DNA testing के लिए if we take some blood sample, then what would be the important और क्या हमें examine करना है? If a blood sample is taken for DNA testing, which of the following would be examined? हम उसमें से क्या examine करेंगे? Leukocyte, erythrocyte, thrombocyte, plasma proteins. So definitely leukocyte, WBC will be there. Why? because WBC have a nucleus, क्योंकि इसके पास nucleus है, while erythrocyte, thrombocyte, plasma protein don't have the nucleus. So definitely, if you want to taste the DNA of the particular blood sample, then that sample must have the nucleus. So yes, answer A is correct here, leukocytes. These are some reference here mentioned. You can go through these reference book and read about the blood clotting and blood grouping. So I hope you got my points in the today lectures. You have well understands, it is clear to everyone about how the blood clotting will occur, what will be the cascade process, what will be the blood groups, and which type of blood group is present in which type of the persons, and how we can transfuse the blood from one person to another person's, which one is compatible. So these all things we have discussed today. So now thank you for the today lecture, then we will meet again in the next class. Till then, thank you.